Hi everyone, welcome to Maximum Attack Rallying, to the second video in the mighty, awful Ford Kuga. I think I found somewhere slightly better to put the camera today. I had it balanced on top of the steering wheel in the last video. I didn't notice until I started editing that it was wobbling about all over the place, so apologies for that. Hopefully this is better. The car goes back on Tuesday, I want to say, thank God. Horrible, what a horrible car. I should do a video about it over the weekend so I can show you why I hate it. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're going a bit freestyle today because there's a few things that I want to cover. We'll see if I can do it all in one take, shall we? A few things just worth picking up on. The main one is Toyota's 2027 car. We will come to that though. I do just want to give a quick mention to the FIA. Not in a bad way. I know, controversial. People have plenty to criticise the FIA for, but a few days ago, there was a story came out saying that they have announced a new esports rallying championship, which is good news. I'm happy about that. I think that is a very good thing indeed. What's interesting about it, though, is that they have decided to run that esports rallying competition with Assetto Corsa Rally, which, if you're not familiar, is the newest rally game available. And I think it might still actually be not a full release right now, so it's actually just a kind of pre-release. So I know a few days ago they announced some more content for it, didn't they? So they released the Subaru Impreza Group A and the 306 Maxi. So it's very much still in the development stages. So that's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting that they've decided that that will form the basis of their new esports competition. I think the other thing, of course, is that it wasn't that long ago. I think it was May last year, I think, in 2025, that the WRC announced that Nacon, who produced the previous WRC games prior to EA Sports taking over, would produce the next WRC game. So the fact that Assetto Corsa Rally is forming the basis of this new FIA rally competition is very interesting indeed. Of course, we did find out a couple of months ago, wasn't it, that Nacon are actually in some financial difficulty. So they filed for insolvency as some of their group companies, I think. That's sort of still being figured out. But, you know, this is all very interesting, isn't it? It does perhaps point to the fact that Nacon might not be producing the next WRC game. Apparently, someone told me that the reason that the FIA, or part of the reason at least, that the FIA have chosen to use Assetto Corsa Rally is related to engagement with fans and saying what they'd want. I'm not sure how true that is because I'm not really up on the whole online gaming thing, but there we are. Anyway, I will say it is a good thing that the FIA have announced this competition because I think esports are really important and hopefully it will give people another route to get involved in the sport. But let's stop talking about that because I want to move on to 2027 WRC cars. I'm not going to do it all in one take because I'm running out of breath. So let's pause and then come back. Like that, we're back, sorry. It was just too much energy. Anyway, 2027. So there's even two things here really, because I've heard rumours, you might have seen them, that Lancia are apparently reconsidering their programme in terms of, they said, I think it was November last year, they said that they would not be developing a car to the 2027 regulations. I've seen a couple of people online saying that they're now reconsidering that and are looking at doing a 2027 car. Is that true? I'm not sure. It is only rumours right now. I did speak to someone from Stellantis last year in the summer, so this was obviously pre-announcement that they wouldn't do a 27 car, but he said that they were looking at the regulations, so it's not impossible, is it? I personally don't want to see it because I really like the Ypsilon. I think it's a really good addition, and as you well know, if you watch any of my videos, I think that Rally 2 is the way forward. That said, from Stellantis and Lancia's position, if they feel that the new 2027 regulations will favour the space frame cars, you can see why they might consider building one to replace the Ypsilon Rally 2 or to run alongside it, because obviously you want to be competitive, don't you? And there's no point in them showing up and getting beaten by Toyota, who are going to have the best of these space frame cars, because that doesn't look very good, does it? So if they are serious about competing at the very top level, then they are going to want to have this new space frame car, I guess, which I don't know. I don't know what to make about that, but that is not really the main thrust of this, because what I also want to talk about is Toyota. So Toyota have been testing their 2027 car, and it looks completely different. They've thrown everyone off, and isn't it fascinating? So a few months ago, we saw some testing footage and spy shots of the 2027 Space Frame Rally 27, WRC 27 Rally 1, whatever they're calling it this week. That car was testing a few months ago, and now it's been testing again, and the body shell has completely changed. So when it came out earlier in the year and they were testing the new car, everyone, even the mainstream motoring media, said, oh my goodness, there's a new Toyota Celica coming and this is what it's going to look like. And now the WRC 27 Toyota doesn't look anything like what a Celica might look like. It looks like a weird cross between a Yaris and a CHR and I don't know what. So everything has been thrown up in the air, hasn't it? And I think it's fascinating that they're experimenting with different bodies. Presumably the chassis underneath is identical or very similar. I don't know if these are completely distinct prototypes, or it's another iteration and the car's moved on significantly, or they're just experimenting with different body types. You know, the thing with these regulations is that while the aerodynamic rules are quite strict in that the rear wings are much smaller than we see on the current Rally 1 and on previous WRC cars, the body shape is going to become even more critical, isn't it? And if you can change the body shape to anything you want and it doesn't have to look like a production car, then why not do something completely different? And why not, if you're Toyota and you've got the budget, experiment with different body shapes before you pick the final one? So from that perspective, it's very interesting indeed, isn't it? From my perspective, it's completely terrible because I don't know. I don't know. I still hate the regulations. I can't get on board with this generic bubble blob, you know, that doesn't look like anything that you can actually buy. I know the existing Rally 1 cars technically fall under that as well. But yeah, for me, it's a very weird one. But it's going to be fascinating to see how this develops, isn't it? You know, is this the first of many iterations? Are we going to see more and more different cars? Are they going to settle on something that is actually at least heavily influenced by a road car? I think it's hilarious in a way, isn't it, that people were getting so excited about it being a Celica and a return to the good old days of the ST185 and ST205 of the 90s. And now they've just gone and thrown what looks very much like a kind of little crossover thing, sort of body on top of it. So, you know, they've confounded everyone there, really, haven't they? So, yeah, I don't really know what more to say about it. As I said, we can't see mechanically whether it's identical to the car that they had been testing previously, or whether this is a much bigger evolution, or whether it's just this revised body shape. One thing we can, however, be sure of is that it looks terrible. I thought the first prototype that we saw earlier in the year looked pretty bad because it looked like it was trying to be a coupe, but it had too high a roofline. This just looks like a really ugly crossover. So black mark there, Toyota, sorry. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking because I've been waffling on. Let me know in the comments below what you think of that Toyota prototype and what you think of Lancia and what you think of the gaming thing. Other than that, I'll just say like and subscribe while you're there, and I will see you again in the next video.